Who's your all-time favorite Pokemon? Do you have one?
No, I don't play favorites.
Okay, which of the original 151, which one's the worst?
The worst? They're all, I mean, the conceit of Pokemon is when they evolve, they get better in every way. So I guess the most basic Pokemon that is inferior to its betters would probably be Poliwag, I guess, because it doesn't even have arms. It evolves and it then has arms.
I would think Metapod's the wackest. If I had to pick one.
A wild Metapod that only knows Harden, yeah, that's bad. But if you have a Caterpie, then it also knows String Shot, so it can actually do attacks.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's true. So how much time...
It is true, I'm right.
You are right, yeah. Welcome back, friends. Today we're sitting in Studio P, aka my dining room, with a guest who drove through the rain to see me. Welcome to the show, comedian Comrade Tripp.
Hi, Christopher.
Thank you for driving here.
Thank you for giving me a place to drive to.
Yeah, you had nothing going on today because it's what is today?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? There's not a whole lot of stand-up comedy going on Tuesdays, is there?
Yeah, nothing that I feel necessary to do.
Sure. Yeah. So, in your own words, who are you and what are you passionate about?
My name's Comrade. I'm passionate about... I tried to think of a good answer for what I'm passionate. Today I'm passionate about comedy. That's, I guess.
And writing too, right? Are you a big writer still?
Yeah, I try to write. Yeah. I didn't write an answer for the only question I knew that you were going to ask me. But yeah, I am passionate about writing and just, yeah.
So you're from Minnesota. You grew up in Minnesota in St. Cloud. You eventually got out of St. Cloud, and you've stayed in Minnesota kind of forever. Why?
It's familiar to me. It's cheaper. If you survive one winter, you can survive them all. I have a good network of friends. I don't want to move anywhere and have to make new friends.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, socializing and meeting new people, especially as you get older, is harder because you're not just like in school where you're forced to be around all these people. I guess in comedy, you kind of are. So I listened to some other interviews you've done, which you're like relatively elusive, which is kind of cool.
That's me. I'm spooky.
So I get to actually try to get your story out of you a little bit. So I've never actually heard, how did you get into comedy?
I'm elusive because there are multiple answers. I mean, I did a few talent shows in high school, which went terribly, and I bombed. And then I tried it a few times in college, did slightly better, but also bombed. And I've been doing it regularly since 2016. And it's really just getting into it. It's just someone told me to try it, and I listened to other people's advice.
Sure. Did you watch a lot of stand-up comedy in high school and in middle school and stuff leading up to that? Or was it just on a whim that you tried it?
Sure. Yeah. I listened to plenty of, Chris Rock and that stuff. Just anything that I could find on LimeWire. That was it. I was just illegally watching, YouTube clips back when YouTube was exclusively 240p. That's just low-res comedy, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, low-res everything. Whenever I have to try to pull up, like I edit in, I know you do a lot of editing with video too. Whenever you have to try to like locate old videos on YouTube and then you have to put it in with Clips Now, it just looks horrible.
It's nostalgic, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. So it's funny. You said Chris Rock, but your comedy is not even a little bit similar to Chris Rock.
No, it's not. It's not at all. I enjoy him as a person.
Sure. Was he like your favorite comedian at the time, or like who were some of your favorite comedians?
Yeah, I mean, that was my exposure to comedy when I first started in like high school, middle school. It was mostly just whoever was on SNL. So like Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, those guys mostly.
Very loud, animated people.
Yeah.
So when you started comedy, were you also loud and animated, or were you still your subdued self?
I was about as loud and animated as I could get, which still wasn't very... That's why I bombed, because I tried to be someone I wasn't, probably.
Sure. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. So you tried to do stand-up. Did you kind of just give up on it entirely between the once-a-year shows in high school, or were you kind of like, there's got to be some all ages places to go in St. Cloud, right?
None that I felt safe at. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would always write. Once I did it the first time, I did keep like a little journal, a little Word file, and I'd write down thoughts that I thought were funny. But this was like 2009, so none of it was very funny at all. I kept journaling. That's my hot take on comedy. It's great because you can always quit. You can always give up and then start again whenever you want. And I've done that a few times. I think, you're not a real comedian until you quit 3 times. That's then you can be a real person.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's with anything with like success. If something comes too easy, then you don't actually get very far with it. Because when you eventually hit a roadblock, which just happens at some point, people give up. And that happens with social media a lot these days. Yeah. Because people find success like way too quickly, which we'll get to that with you later.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. But they find it way too quickly. And it's like, oh, wow, this is so easy. Everything's coming to you. And then inevitably, like social media comes in waves with success for most people. That wave passes. And then you're like, well, so what? Am I just like not good anymore? And everything you try doesn't seem to work. And then people give up and go a different direction.
Yeah, it waves hello and then it waves goodbye.
True. Yeah. So I want to hear more about writing. And in general, like with you growing up, I know you played football, which is like, were you a Vikings fan or what team?
Sure. I had like I had a jacket I don't care.
Sure. Why'd you even play sports then?
My father was into like college football. He played football. I have a few uncles that played football. I needed an athletic credit for my freshman year of high school. I was either that or I'd have to do like the impromptu gym class where you just run laps. Oh. So I wanted to be a little more interesting and have put some rigor in my life. Wasn't worth it, but
I was going to say, looking back, wouldn't you prefer have just ran some laps in school rather than everything it takes to be on a football team?
I did that the next year. I did that sophomore year. I only did football for 1 year, my freshman year of high school, and then I gave up. Yeah.
So I know in middle school is when you finally, because you like in your family home, I knew in middle school is when you got a bedroom to yourself and you got a computer with LimeWire.
Yeah.
Were you a big video gamer or were you a big YouTuber or?
I was all of it, but video games first.
Okay, what were your favorite video games?
Pokemon, obviously. That was.
Did you do emulators or?
Yeah, that was how I learned about LimeWire and emulator. I googled Pokemon on computer game, and then I fell into ROMs and hacks, and I straight to crime at 11 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was the crime I think everybody did. My friend's older brother, in their basement, he had a computer in his room with LimeWire, and that's how I got all my CDs and stuff. Not that I was huge into music, but LimeWire was definitely an age. Pokemon on the computer on an emulator, isn't that just kind of cheaty?
Yeah, because you can speed up time. You can go back, save slots, more than one save slot, which is explosive for the Pokemon community. But but I mean, you can't trade, you can't go online, you can't do anything. It's a very lonely experience.
Did you ever want to then, or did you just not have money to buy a Game Boy and get the actual cartridges?
I had a Game Boy. I would hurt my thumb. I didn't have batteries for the Game Boy. That was back when you needed AA batteries.
And you didn't get the cool little expander thing that you plug in?
No, I wasn't that rich. I had a very old Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket.
Which Game Boy Color did you have? Did you have the see-through purple one or the green one?
Mine was like a off red, like the pinkish red.
Oh.
I don't know what name they gave it.
I feel like everybody who had one had the see-through purple one that I had. So that's where your love of Pokemon started. I know you've been making like a lot of Pokemon content and stuff right now.
Yeah, but that's the closest I have to a podcast. It's the closest I will ever have to my own podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't start with episode 1. You started on episode 13, I think. So what you do, for people who don't know, is you take episodes from what the Indigo League, at least as of the moment, and you give like 5 to 8 minute like breakdowns, summaries of the episodes, and it's hilarious. And it must take you kind of forever to do it. But why did you pull the trigger and do that first one? Were you just like bored with the content you were making, or what?
Oh, the first two I did, like, it wasn't even a series at that point. I did it once, and there was like maybe like a 4-month period between those first two, and then almost a year before I started doing it weekly. And yeah, I'm bored of it now. I'm still bored of it. But yeah, I like variety for the algorithm. And once I ran out of stand-up clips to post, I was like, oh, I should branch out to something else.
Have you been writing a ton more stand-up? Last I heard, which again, I'm just pulling off the little information that can be found on the internet.
Yeah.
You had said you had like 40 to 45 minutes of material. Have you just been writing hard and now you got 3 hours to pull from and you're just waiting to put it online, or what?
No, I have even less than that. I've dwindled significantly. It's nice that you have the hope that I would have 3 hours of material, but I still have most of the jokes I have left. I got sick of most of the clips I have online that have done well are like the quick one-liners, but at a point then they kind of become too formulaic and not that interesting. So most of the jokes that I haven't posted are the longer stories and the longer bits that either wouldn't do well online, I think, or just would make more sense to put in a longer format.
When are you going to make something that's longer format and put out?
When someone tells me to, when someone gives me money to do that.
Because, I mean, it's kind of like one or the other. A lot of people just make it and then put it out first, right? Or they make it like without spending a ton of money on it and then pitch it to people to try to get paid. You're not going to go that route. You'll just wait till someone knocks on your door, metaphorically. Yeah,
I don't have that's what Ali said in his interview with you. I don't have the gumption. I lack gumption. And I'll just wait till someone asks, till someone. I'm happy with what I put out now. It's not much, but it's enough for me right now.
Don't you think it would be helpful, though, in order to get booked for bigger spots or whatever, if you had something that you could send them, even if if it's the exact same set you're going to give? I know you don't want to put like a full set of exactly what you're going to do online, because then people, when they come to see you, it's like compromised or burned or however you want to word it. But having that to be able to send,
I don't care. They already paid. No, but yeah, you're right. No, I have some rough recordings of like my 45-minute sets, and yeah, I think I have a good recording of myself at the Plus from like February, which I could put out to bookers and stuff, but even that is too much for me. That's even that hope is a bit too much for me.
Because you don't want the rejection of sending it out to a whole bunch of people, or why?
Yeah, mostly that, and I'm happy at the place I'm at right now. This is me at my happiest
in your career, but you want to see growth, I would assume, don't you?
Yeah, eventually. I'm in no rush.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let things kind of come as they come. So after you said you tried a little bit in college, when was it that you actually started doing it like frequently?
2016, when there was a weekly open mic in St. Cloud, Minnesota in like April of 2016. Then I could do it weekly, and then once a month or twice a month I'd drive down to Minneapolis and do an open mic there or a book show there if I was booked.
What was that open mic, and do they still do it?
The Keller Bar open mic. I haven't been there in years. They still do it. I'm sure it's still the same as it was before.
You're not going to make any guest celebrity appearances anytime soon?
Too much pain there. Too much. Yeah.
What was the first time that you did a show where you actually felt like you crushed it at it?
Oh, I mean, I felt like I crushed it in high school when I bombed. I felt real good about myself, even though they booed me off the stage. But no, the first time I think that I had a good enough set, the first time I felt confident, and the last time, maybe like 5 or 6 months in, maybe like October 2016. It was just like a 5-minute set, but it was a strong 5-minute set. And I only felt good about it because someone after the show said it was good and asked me to do another show.
Was it at that moment that you realized maybe this could be a career, or was it still just fully a hobby for you?
I mean, I was 23, so I still don't know what a career means. It was...
I opened my own skateboard shop when I was 23.
Really?
A brick and mortar store, yeah. Wow. I was a go-getter. At one point, I was young and successful, and now I just have a podcast like everybody else.
Yeah, I don't go or get. Yeah.
So you were just kind of like flying by the seat of your pants at it. How were you just working part-time jobs and stuff then?
I was still living with my parents. I was doing some video editing work online, which was sparse.
For what kind of videos?
I was doing gaming videos. A lot of not good content, like a lot of like Grand Theft Auto stuff, like taking other people's content and like whittling it down, like people's Twitch streams, making highlights for them, and then making my own kind of machinima stuff. And then, yeah, I did a lot of, it wasn't very good, but it was a little money, not enough to move out of my parents' house or pay my own phone bill or my own groceries, but enough to feel like I was doing something alongside with stand-up, and that made me feel better.
What was the first time you got paid for stand-up?
Probably, 3 or 4 months in, summer of 2016. I probably didn't deserve to get paid. It was only like $10 or $20, but yeah.
Was it just to show up for a show, or were you like headlining and you made $20?
No, it was just a showcase. I was just in it. Yeah, it was an audience of maybe like 5 people. Some small town between St. Cloud and Minneapolis. I don't remember. I try not to remember. There was a Confederate flag on the wall. I remember that. I try not to remember anything else. I remember, 4 or 5 people. 2 of them went to the bathroom halfway through my set. That was the first time someone gave me money.
What was the first time you headlined?
I want to say maybe 2018.
So it took a couple of years.
Yeah. Before because in 2018 I moved to Minneapolis.
Out of your parents' house.
Yeah, into my sister's house. It's
the grand adventure.
Better. Yeah. Yeah. I live alone now.
You graduated finally.
Yeah.
Don't worry. When I moved out, I moved into my friend's aunt's house and slept on their couch because I desperately wanted to be out of my parents' house, and then found myself back in purchasing my parents' house.
Oh, this is the home you grew up in.
Yeah. My parents bought this in 1992 when I was a wee little baby, because I'm 35 now. And I bought this 5-ish years ago, and then renovated the basement, so I still like live in my parents' basement, kind of.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. But my kids have like the bedrooms that me and my sister had, and they get to climb the trees that we climbed growing up and stuff. Like, it was pretty cool. So if you did your first headlining set in 2018, was it only 20 minutes or something, or did you have 45 already?
It was like a half hour. It was like a co-headlining thing.
With who?
Actually, it was here at the Plus with Davon Bland and the other and Maddie RT and Xochitl de la Luna, who I run Uproar with.
Yeah, which we'll get to, because I think that's
eventually.
Yeah, we will get to that story, because I was curious. Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out.
That was it. That was the whole story.
What's your favorite story at the Plus? You must have been here a bunch of times.
When the first time I was here at the Plus, 2018, this was back, they've renovated and changed. This was back when they had like the arcade in the corner with the merry-go-round, and like the video games and stuff. So yeah, it was just sitting on one of the miniature horses trying to perform my set, and just having a joy. Yeah.
Do you have any photos from that experience?
Actually, my first post on Instagram is of one of the arcade machines at the Plus.
Well, Eau Claire is honored that we got to be the first one on your Instagram, which now has blown up, which we'll get to. I'm going to shamelessly plug this sparkling berry water from Nicolay Law that they just sent me. I've never actually tried this. Yeah, that's pretty good, but this isn't on the shelf yet. But when it does, they're donating all the profits to like local food banks and stuff, which is pretty rad. So shout out to Nicolay Law because they rule. Tell me more about your writing, because I know you perform like poetry, or not. Well, I mean, you've included poetry in things in a lot of your work. To fill
time, yeah.
Sure. Did you ever like want to go that route? Like, did you do poetry slams or anything like that?
No, I don't do any kind of slamming. No, it's just it's the poetry is as much humor as the regular comedy stuff I do, and I usually fit it in. Like I'll have a bit that ties to it. But yeah, I see it as a part of the comedy.
Sure. Who's your favorite poet? Shel Silverstein?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Where the Sidewalk Ends. Yeah,
I loved that book when I was a kid. There's a few of them, but yeah, I loved that stuff when I was growing up. So
yeah,
let me talk.
Kid on the Block. Yeah.
Let me talk about the where the one-liner thing came from, because that's got to be the biggest reason social media really took off for you, right? Yeah. Because some content works better online versus like in person, and something that's like super short that can just be cut like 12 seconds, 15 seconds performs really, really well. When did you, a lot of your one-liners, if somebody goes and watches, will be a saying, you know, like an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And then you'll say, I forget what your joke was for that one, but you can't afford healthcare or apples or something like that. What gave you the idea to start doing those? And was it just because they were working? You're like, I'm just going to write a ton of these things? Because you seem like you have endless one-liners like that.
Yeah, I mean, I started with just a couple, and then it kind of just snowballed from there. And once there was a club where I could record, where you could pay $5 to get your 5-minute set. That seemed like the most economically viable, because I got from one 5-minute set, I got my first 15 reels. So $5 for 15 like 10-second bits was enough. Yeah,
I mean, that's definitely less than I'm sure you were paid to do content for people's Twitches and all that. Was that Acme or not? Where was that at?
That was at Comedy Corner.
Is that the one that Emma talked about?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so dope. I mean, honestly,
I have less good things to say about it, but yeah.
Oh, why? Was there like a specific story that they just treated you poorly, or what's the problem with it?
Nothing that I would want to broadcast to the world.
Okay.
No, they're fine.
Not everybody is going to be as great as Colin Ryan and the Plus.
Yeah, if Colin was in Minneapolis, I'd talk to him every day. And Whitney. Is Whitney still there?
I'm not sure if I know who Whitney is.
He has 1 foot.
No, I don't think I know who that is. Yeah, otherwise, I would probably.
Or no, not Whitney. Kim.
No, I don't think I know. I mean, I've never done stand-up comedy, so I've been around a bunch of the shows. But to be like completely honest, I never went to shows for like anything until that was like part of my job.
Yeah.
Like I went to I can remember going to one Brother Ali show when I was like 19, and I love Brother Ali, so no knock on him. But I was like, I'm over it.
No, this section, we're just trashing people. We hate Brother Ali. We hate Comedy Corner.
That's right. No, I don't know if anyone could hate Brother Ali. I will say
Brother
Ice Cube was whack to Brother Ali. I'll throw that out there. I saw Ice Cube perform for X Games in Minneapolis at, what's that huge garage-looking place? I forget which place that is. They're like one of the biggest venues in Minneapolis. It'll come to me later. But Brother Ali opened for him. Crushed it. And Brother Ali did this whole monologue about how meaningful it was to be able to open up for somebody that had such a big impact on him. And then Ice Cube didn't even acknowledge him. I was like, dude, I get you're putting on this front because that's like his shtick, but like, man.
Yeah, in his hometown.
That's what I mean. You can't give like a little 30-second, like, he crushed it. It's been cool to see how, or something. I don't know, man.
No, that's, yeah.
When your heroes I don't know, disappoint you, I would be disappointed. When your heroes don't show you, like, you put them on a pedestal and you're so excited about it, and then when they seem like they don't care, when they cool guy you, that's what I'll say. When they cool guy you, to me, it really bums me out.
Yeah,
so
don't have heroes, don't have pedestals. Yeah, just...
True. But thankfully, so far, I have yet to meet anyone that I was like really excited about meeting that like bummed me out. Everybody's been pretty cool.
That's nice.
There's been a few performers that I was like hoping to see, thinking they'd be better live than they are. Not in comedy. Everyone I've seen in comedy rules. Which, speaking of that, who are your favorite 3 comedians that you've seen live? Because you must have seen hundreds at this point.
Oh, gosh. Sam Talent is great live.
He might be my top.
Yeah, the festival at the 10,000 Lakes, 10,000 Laughs Festival. Sam Talent is very funny live. Then a few local people I like. Davon Bland, but that's cheating because he's one of my closest peers.
Was he the one you did the video of the N-word pass?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
He's great. He's even better when I'm not interrupting him every 5 seconds. And third, say Emma Dollenberg, yeah.
And she is back in New York?
I believe so.
Yeah. Bummed to see her go. She rules. I saw her full set that she did when she came to Eau Claire too. Even though I interviewed her in Minneapolis, I got to see her full set when she came to Eau Claire, and she crushed it, and everybody who was with definitely crushed it as well. Minneapolis has like a big scene. Do you think it's mostly because of like Acme being around for so long with the open mic, or who do you think have been like the most integral people to growing the Minneapolis comedy scene?
Well, I also hate Acme, but no, Acme, House of Comedy, and Comedy Corner, and Sisyphus. I think because we have not just good venues, but good venues that also produce very good open mics. So it's accessible for everyone to watch a good free comedy show half the nights of the week. That's a big deal. And I guess Minnesota's just a funny place. And
Yeah, well, I mean, I think having the open mics is the biggest part because you have people like get an opportunity to be able to perform. Yeah. And when they don't have an opportunity to be able to perform, especially if they don't know anybody, because a lot of times it's hard to like go and get on stage right away. What I've seen in Eau Claire is a lot of people will go to the comedy shows a dozen times when they're finally like, okay, the next open mic, I'm gonna hop in and do this thing. Let's talk a little bit of Pokemon stuff. What would be from your original like Indigo League 151? What's your team of 6?
What was the last? Charizard, Poliwrath, Pidgeot, Magneton, and Seadra. And then I'll leave the 6th spot open.
For what?
Just, you never know.
You rotate it out when you play the games? Because I always like had basically the same team every time.
You don't have to have a team of 6. You can leave an empty spot.
I mean, not if you want to actually like compete, right? Did you ever play online against people once that started to become a thing?
I don't want like Gen 4, 5. Yeah, I used to. I think I tried. What is that? Wonder Play on the DS. I think I tried. It was fine. It felt like battling a computer. I mean, on the online, a lot of people. I was never very good. I liked the games, but I was never good. I didn't care about stats. I don't know the difference between special attack and regular attack, or special defense and regular defense.
I'm surprised you don't know more about it because you've been doing, or you've done at least a couple videos where you've, like you did one on Jinx and you did one on Cubone where those were hilarious, but you must have spent a lot of time looking into those to do that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a good researcher and I can lie very easily. But no, I haven't played the games fully, or at least the newer ones. I think the last game I played, the newest game I played was for 3DS. I think it was either Black 2 or I think I started Sword and Shield and never finished it.
Yeah.
That was like when I was in college.
The last time I played one was Black. I remember me and my friend having a Pokemon day. We were like, because we were out of college at that point, but we were like, you know what? We're both going to take the day off work. We're going to get it like immediately when GameStop opens. We're not going to research anything about it because for Gen 5 Black and White, it was all new Pokemon until you like beat the Indigo League or whatever at the Leaf 4. So we were like, we're not going to research anything. So we don't know when anything evolves. We don't know what we're going to find, and we're just going to play. And I like think about that memory fondly of like, man, I wish I had more days where I didn't have to do anything at all and I could just dedicate to like something silly like that. But I feel like I never have any of that. Who's your all-time favorite Pokemon? Do you have one?
No, I don't play favorites.
Okay, which of the original 151, which one's the worst?
The worst? They're all, I mean, the conceit of Pokemon is when they evolve, they get better in every way. So I guess the most basic Pokemon that is inferior to its betters would probably be Poliwag, I guess, because it doesn't even have arms. It evolves and it then has arms.
I would think Metapod's the wackest. If I had to pick one.
A wild Metapod that only knows Harden, yeah, that's bad. But if you have a Caterpie, then it also knows String Shot, so it can actually do attacks.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's true. So how much time...
It is true, I'm right.
You are right, yeah. I like getting Butterfree early.
I'm passionate about Pokemon. I'm changing my answer from the beginning. I'm passionate about Pokemon.
So how much time went into you making was the Jinx one the first one you did?
Cubone, I did
Cubone.
a few weeks earlier.
How much time went into that? And then you had like a little toy and you had a whole bunch of cards and stuff. Did you, after you wrote the jokes, go like buy a bunch of stuff, or was that stuff you already had?
That was stuff I already had. Most of the time was spent resoldering the controls for the electric Cubone toy because it was so old and I had left batteries in it from like 2002. So I had to take those out, like wash it out, and I had to like resolder the wires into a different AA thing so that would actually work again for the 2 seconds it appears on screen.
I was going to say, I don't even remember it moving, honestly.
Great.
What about when you are doing the full breakdowns from the episode? For one, where do you grab all of the footage from? Do you just like...
LimeWire, yeah.
Still?
No.
I was like, that's gone for a long time, right?
No, usually YouTube, I print screen. I use a Windows computer. No, Season Indigo 1, at least the first 42 episodes are streaming everywhere. And then in Pokemon.com, you can get them from there too, and illegal sites. But yeah, I have some old VHSs, but I'm not ripping those onto my computer.
Sure. How long does it take to do one of those episodes? Like actually, when you're writing your script for it, because I assume you script it, and all the editing and everything, it must be a full day of work at least, right? Yeah,
well, today's Tuesday, and the next one I'll put out on Thursday, and I haven't started yet.
Oh, so you can get it done in relatively...
Yeah, I procrastinate, and it's bad for my health. But yeah, it takes... the first two that I took like 4 months breaks in between. Those took a lot longer because I was using like a version of Adobe from like 2005.
Because you downloaded it legally or what?
Yeah, before it was subscription based. Now I use DaVinci Resolve, which is
because you weren't paying monthly.
Yeah. No one can afford that.
I can't afford it, but I pay for it.
I mean, look at all your plants. You can afford something.
Dude, a lot of these started as little $5 plants or were like dug up. And like literally that's where like, well, I guess you can't see behind it, but that one was found on a sidewalk. Yeah. And I was just like, we'll just put this in a little cup of dirt, and then it slowly grew over time. Things take a while.
A literal growth mindset.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. So why do you spend so much time doing that, though? Like when you're trying to be, and you are a full-time comedian, like you said, it's hard to make a living, and you're kind of at that earlier stage of like, not that money is super important, but like you got to make some money. Why do you put your time into that? Is it like TikTok bonus money or something? That's
those make a good deal of regular money on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. So, and they're pretty easy to do. It's like, I'd say it takes me 2 hours to write it, another hour to record it, and then 2 or 3 to edit it now.
Do you get really sick of the monotony of doing that? Or
No,
is it
but
just
I'm sure the audience does, especially when I talk monotonously.
That's like part of your whole thing, though.
Yeah. I've tried to preempt the feelings of monotony by being intentionally monotonous. But yeah, I think I'm nearly done with the Indigo League, and I'll probably do a bigger video for the movie. But yeah, it's easier because it's not filmed; it's just my voice.
Sure.
So that makes it easier.
What about the cartoons that you did a couple of? Those were quite a while ago, and you must have had people that helped you with it. Are you ever going to put out an animated series?
Oh, yeah, that was Avaloy Studios. They did all the work for that. I feel like I told the story that I wanted to with those. I get sick of everything except Pokemon. Yeah.
So what's the next venture that's going to come up after this? Do you have anything in the works that you're going to try to do, like another series or whatever?
I might give the Orange Islands a go. I might play the Pokemon games. I'm not going to stream it. I'm not going to do Twitch, but I might do like highlights of that. There's some comic books that I'm a nerd in every discipline, so there's some comic books that I'd like to do breakdowns of. I'd like to just have a regular breakdown. Just in general, I'd like to break down, yeah, a little bit of everything.
What's your favorite comic book series?
I started reading comic books in 2006, so that would have been Civil War and Infinite Crisis from Marvel and DC. But regularly now, some good Brian K. Vaughan, he's good. I liked Saga and Paper Girls. Those were good.
Who's your favorite illustrator in the comic book space?
Saga is illustrated by Fiona Staples. They're good. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Brent Schoonover?
Vaguely. No, not at all.
Oh, well, you should be.
He's another person we hate because... No, who is he?
No, he's from Minneapolis or the Minneapolis area. He lives in Minneapolis.
Know him.
Yeah, and he does. You've seen his work, absolutely. But he does work with Marvel and DC, and like he's a comic book artist. He has a degree in comic book like illustration, and he's done a bunch of comic books. But he also does a lot of like band posters. Like he did the poster of Post Malone and Jelly Roll that they had for the XL Energy Center. He just did one for AC/DC, and he's done stuff for a lot of other things. He did stuff at the Mall of America for like their rides, their illustrations. His work's kind of everywhere, but he's kind of underground. So his episode I'm really excited about because that was the one I interviewed most recently. That was on Thursday. And anytime I can tell a person's story who's mysterious like yourself or like him who's not really out there that much online, for me it's like more exciting because people don't already know. A lot of times people, when I've interviewed them, they've been interviewed 100 times before. So I have to figure out how do I do this differently. But then you can't really tell the story arc all that well because the stories have been told a million times.
What's my story arc been so far?
Well, so far your story arc is you were in your parents' house until after college in St. Cloud, and you started doing, you did talent shows in high school and then open mics in college. You downloaded a whole bunch of video games and played way too much Pokemon. You started doing part-time work, editing videos for other people, which clearly carried over. Eventually, you started getting paid a little bit for comedy and got to move to Minneapolis. And then the career kind of took off through the internet. That's my brief summary. Does that sound accurate?
We can let that be accurate. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any Pokemon that you wanted to make a video of and then you just like... there wasn't enough interesting facts about them?
I mean, I have a lot that I plan to do someday. That's I haven't given up on doing them, but every single Pokemon I feel has enough to make a 2-minute video about if I really stretch it.
So why did you start making like long form? And why is that not like, I mean, you do post them on YouTube, but why haven't you focused more on like building a YouTube audience rather than like TikTok?
Because I don't know how YouTube works. I don't know how TikTok works. I'm just, the algorithm does everything for me on everything.
Sure. Does it, I guess, how long was it before you were getting paid from TikTok? Because like I have it like I can get paid from TikTok or whatever, but like I don't really make any money on that. Was it like you signed up for the creator program when you hit 10K and then you made a video and right away you made a decent amount of money, so it motivated you to make more?
It was, I think, 2 weeks after I made a TikTok account that I started getting paid. Because with TikTok, that stuff was so immediate that, yeah. Did
your Instagram and everything take off at the exact same time? Was it because you were posting the same clip, I assume, across like kind of everywhere?
Yeah, I think maybe a couple days slower. But TikTok went much quicker.
Yeah, your first video has like 250,000+ views or something.
Yeah.
Or 250,000 likes, I want to say. I don't know. A lot.
But yeah, the first TikTok I made a TikTok account on Tuesday, March 14th, 2023, and I posted 2 clips that day, and they both went viral that day.
Were you a full-time comedian before you posted those, or was it shortly after?
I was about to be. I was either going to be a full-time comedian or I was just going to quit. I was very poor at that. That was my Hail Mary. That was my last-ditch effort to find some sort of worth out of what I had put effort into the last 7 years.
How did it affect your career besides TikTok paying you? Were you getting hit up by people to come perform from that, or what happened?
Yeah. I mean, a few weeks before that happened, I had done a show here, not at the Plus, but at there was another venue that Cullen was running down here, and it went okay, but it was like a snowy day, and it was a good audience, but I didn't feel like driving back in the snow. I was okay if I had just stopped, a little bit. But I was at a point in not just my comedy career, but just in life. I was running out of money in the bank. I was gonna look into finding an actual job again. But yeah, I was very lucky that the reels and stuff went off so quickly, and that did help me get booked, or at least get noticed by people who could book me more in just the city, but just across the country. I've been able to travel a couple times, which has been fine. I prefer staying close. It's nicer close.
Do you feel like it put a lot more pressure on your performances after that because people had an expectation or anything?
No. I feel like it made it a little easier because people knew that I was sad. Because before it would take people a little while to get who I was trying to be on stage. So I guess, yeah, it made people a bit more, they were braced for the impact of my pain.
So is it a lot easier then when you are headlining rather than being a showcase because the audience knows who you are going into it?
Depends if they know who I am and they already know my jokes, then it makes it a little more difficult because I can't do. Yeah, the material is burned, but the ashes are still usable. You can still garnish those.
If somebody goes to a headlining set, how much of it is burned material?
Maybe like the first 10 minutes, but yeah. And then the rest is just the mediocre stuff that's not good enough for the internet.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily true, right? Because some stuff just performs better online than others. Like some jokes are meant to take a 5-minute story arc, and it can't.
Yeah, and those aren't as good.
You don't think that they're as good as of jokes?
I think they require that much more attention, which people sometimes don't want to give, especially if it's like a 8 p.m. show and I'm headlining. I'm going up at 9 o'clock. I'm like a bedtime story. I'm lulling them to sleep.
So do you think short one-liner comedy is better than story?
No. I'm just trying to be contradictory now.
Devil's advocate, because I said we were friends and you're like, nah, I'm not going to let that
devil.
happen. Yeah. So tell me about the Uproar comedy thing. Were you that started in what, 2018, and were you a part of it from the very beginning?
I was not part of it from the very beginning, but it was born out of the show we did in Eau Claire in 2017, and then it was originally just Davon Bland and Xochitl de la Luna, and then Maddie RT joined, and then I joined, and then we were popping off, and then for a few months things were great, and then the pandemic happened, and then we took a break for a while, and then George Floyd happened, and then we started doing it in the park, and then eventually now we're at Bryant Lake Bowl. So yeah, it's something that I joined. I didn't start. I don't like starting things. I like joining when they're already doing well.
Sure. What's your role with it?
I'm one of the co-hosts now, co-producers. Right now it's just a weekly open mic every Monday. So on the Mondays, and there's 3 of us hosting one open mic, which is 2 more, just 3 more. Some open mics don't have a host at all. Sometimes it's just a voice from the ether saying people's name incorrectly. Acme, coming for you.
They call you Conrad or what?
Yeah, they'll get, Acme, you're going down. I guess, but 3 of us hosting one open mic at the same time. It's very messy. It's very whatever. It's queer and BIPOC focused. So, no straight white men. No. That's what we do.
But we can attend, right?
Yeah. You sit in your own shame.
Yeah.
But no, it's an open mic, but giving it that little stipulation does bring an awareness to it that I think makes people take it more seriously, and we have people who sign up with intention of at least trying more than you get at like some open mic they're like the quintessential open mic that people envision at like some dingy bar where no one's listening. So yeah, we hosted at Bryant Lake Bowl, which is also a bowling alley. So you'll hear the strikes sometimes, but yeah.
Is that the bowling alley that has like a theater attached to it?
Yeah, it's
Is that the one that was in
famous
Love is Blind? Yeah,
it's famous for Love is Blind. It had that sweet drone video that went viral. But yeah, and now they graciously allow us to host a free open mic every Monday, except next Monday and some other Mondays, depending on what else they have going on.
So is that the best place to see you perform live for free?
I don't really perform. I host.
But hosting, usually you do like little minute here, 2 minutes there, don't you?
Yeah, I do a bit. I don't know if people have come hoping to see me, and they afterwards are like, "Where can we see an actual performance of you?" But yeah, I'm there every Monday. If you want to, that's the best place to murder me. That's my greatest nightmare. Is someone comes to the show, takes a bowling ball, and throws it at me while I'm on stage. That's it. But I do that. That's my most regularly occurring show. That every Monday, and then once a month we also, me and Davon Bland, host a showcase at Duck Duck Coffee in South Minneapolis at 4 p.m. during the daytime. But yeah, it's both venues. It's very punk vibes. That's what Minneapolis. Somehow I've fallen into the punk. I think it's my isolationist tendencies, my independence has ingratiated me more to the punk scene in Minneapolis than other places. I can't skateboard very well. I can do an ollie.
Sick.
And that's it. I did an ollie 13 years ago, and then I stopped, and then, yeah.
Skateboarding is just like comedy. You can always come back to it. It's never too late to get into skateboarding if you wanted to hop back on. I haven't even skated that much lately, but
until you break something. Yeah.
I mean, you still skate after that. I've broken a few things skateboarding, but You can still do it. Nowadays, I will admit I'm just like running more and doing stuff that's like no impact because I'm only 35, but like the body can only take so much. So when you do something like hosting an open mic like that, you get to see people grow. And I'm sure that's one of the like most, I don't know, your favorite things about it. Who, if you had to pick one comedian that you know their first performance was at an Uproar open mic that you're proud of, that you think everyone should check out, which comedian would you pick?
Yeah, you see people grow, but you also see people wilt and die and never come back. And those greatly outweigh those who grow. Yeah, sometimes you say goodbye to people for the last time and you don't even know it. But to counterweight that, there are those who bloom and go off to do great things and are doing well in the scene. I guess one person I know for sure who's very funny, who I believe had their first show, is Lucy Biershank. She's a Minneapolis comic, very funny. She works at Comedy Corner. She performs all over the city and elsewhere. Yeah, I think she was at the Plus not too long ago. But yeah, Lucy Biershank.
If you got to tour with any comedian, could be Chris Rock, for 90 days around the country. I know it's not Chris Rock, but I'm asking if you could pick literally any comedian to go on tour with, who would you go with? Chris
Rock. No, I don't. I don't care. I don't like spending that much time with people. So I choose someone who I wouldn't have to talk to each of those 90 days, who would also values their privacy and loneliness. So whoever that is, yeah. Yeah, they don't even have to be funny. Just someone chill. Yeah.
You wouldn't pick any of the dudes, or either of the dudes from the Troll Hole?
No, I don't. I have no heroes, no pedestals, no heroes, no one to look up to.
I guess that's how you develop your own style, and you don't just copy other people.
No, you can still copy people. It's just harder. You just really want it. Yeah. You have less excuses.
And I think this is part of why you've stuck around Minneapolis, is because you have so many obligations then, huh?
I'm just lazy. I'm going to be Chris Rock. I'm going to start. You've convinced me. I'm going to be Chris Rock again. I'm going to clear heels. That's the I staying in Minneapolis is easier for me, and I mean, with the world as it is, it's fine. If you didn't know, the world is bad. But Minneapolis is slightly less bad, I guess. But no, I have stuff there. I mean, there's 3 hosts for Uproar, and there used to be 4. There could be 2. There could be 1. I could leave them tomorrow. I could disappear tomorrow forever.
I think people would be very disappointed, if nothing else, because they wouldn't be able to see your many, many vests again.
Oh, thanks. They can remember, though.
How many vests do you have?
A couple dozen.
Which one's your favorite?
This one and a few others. I have like 3 or 4 favorites.
If you were going to record a comedy special, it was going to be on Netflix. Is that the one that you would wear?
I don't know. I have 5 favorites and then the empty slot. It's the same for Pokemon. That's how I rate them. Yeah, it would probably be this one or another one that was my grandmother's. Yeah, I have a few. They're getting a bit tattered. This one's falling apart on this side. If you can't see, I wear them every day. Sorry, plant. I wear them every day. So if I get that's the only thing I feel rushed to do, is record a special before all my clothes disintegrate. Well,
I'm not the best videographer in the world, but I did lend my cameras to Sean Patton when he came through. So if you ever need and you want a little bit of help, I would be happy to help. So when I was like,
never, I'll never ask for you, and I'll never ask anyone for help.
Okay, well, I'll be around. If you come to Eau Claire to do a headlining show, I know you got one coming about Sisyphus. I saw you just like posting about, which will already happen by the time this comes out. So unfortunately, this isn't. Me. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
It's okay.
But are you planning on coming back to Eau Claire? Like, do you have anything on the actual calendar? Or no?
Whenever Cullen calls, I'll come. Yeah.
Okay. Well, fair enough. So when I was deep diving through all of the other like interviews you've done, which again is not very many, I found you did like a kids game show.
Yeah, I do that.
Which is rad. It was called Smash Boom Best, and it was like a debate show that was like educational.
Yeah.
And you got to argue your side of why you think a naked mole rat is better than a blobfish.
Yeah,
so
I lost that argument.
Yeah, and you lost the newest one too, so you're on a losing streak.
I only lose. I'm a loser.
How'd you get involved in that?
Oh, that's part of Brains On. That's NPR. And there's a comic in Minneapolis named another funny person. I don't know if they got their start at Uproar, but they're also very funny. Aaron Waldeslassie, and he works for NPR. So nepotism, networking.
Yeah.
One of those things. I wasn't qualified. I've been losing. I lose. So, but yeah, I got through him, and yeah.
What's your favorite naked mole rat fact that I'm sure you must have just like learned those when you researched?
Yeah, and as soon as that show aired, I dismissed all that information from my soul.
Oh.
But yeah,
you don't remember any of it?
No, I remember more from like Kim Possible. You're too old for Kim Possible.
No, I remember. Well, yeah, when it came out, I was also like at that youth age where I'm like, well, the main character's a girl, so that's lame.
No,
So
I never felt that way. I've never been sexist.
Yeah, apparently I was when I was a little kid. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I still remember that show. As told by Ginger, I remember watching that and thinking it was sick. So I don't know. I guess I'm just cloning.
That's the balance.
Yeah. Are you going to do any more episodes of that show or no?
Of
Boom, what's it called? Smash Boom Best?
Smash Boom Best is currently, because of the world as it is, their NPR, they are losing funding. So, yeah, I hope so. If they don't lose more funding, we'll see. The world is dying. This could be the last show of anything. This could be the last time anyone hears my voice.
I'm sure it won't be, but I guess
when is this show in July?
Probably July.
That's plenty of time for something to happen to us.
Okay, so moving forward, what can people expect to see from you? You said you're not going to do a comedy special ever, but what can people expect?
A comedy special.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't plan too far ahead. But I hope to still the same. This podcast, this is what you had to look forward to. And now you've listened to the podcast. Now just enjoy the emptiness that came from however much you enjoyed this program, I guess.
If people want to support you moving forward, what's the best way to do it?
If you all just support me the same way that you have support yourselves, if you want to support me, take care of yourself. Yeah, because if you die, that's one less subscriber I have.
That's assuming they subscribe to you.
Yeah, because, well, please, so, follow me before you die, and then after you die, remember to delete your account. So
you're not a ghost follower.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, my dudes. Let me give you a couple of gifts. First, the bag of coffee, which is from Minimum Wage Tim Frederick, who lives in Minneapolis. I just went to Gigi's the other day with him. You get to pick one of those coffee mugs, whichever one you fancy.
Oh, they're all so fancy.
They're kind of fancy. They're cool. They're available at passionpod.org if you really want to support the show.
Yeah, I'll pick up. I picked up my passion.
There you go. And then these are new. Ollie didn't get these. Skull Candy sent me a whole bunch of headphones to give out to my guests.
Thank you.
So those are the new Dime Evos.
Thank you. Yeah. These are. Oh, okay. Yeah, these are things. I don't have anything for you. I have like my old merch, and you want a weird sticker?
I will absolutely get a sticker from you, and I have a bunch of stickers to give you off mic. Okay, so everyone needs to go follow.
Yeah, we will exist after this program ends.
And you can find at Comrade Tripp with 2 P's, with Comrade with an E, Tripp with 2 P's. Is it just .com for where the website is?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just Google it. Who cares?
And you'll find this beautiful face, and then just hit follow on all the different things, share on all the things, and then comment on every one of his posts. Put out a special already, and then maybe that'll motivate him.
No, then I'll just, out of spite, I'll continue to do nothing for another 6 months.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Passion Pod. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you soon.